There's no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday. Liar! That he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer
Why you always lying?
is no one
For the information that we have
in the files.
in the case.
If there's no list, Mr. Cash Patel, explain that to this victim.
I have spent the last 17 years in my own prison for what she, Jeffrey, and all the co-conspirators did to me. I was repeatedly. I was times a day sometimes. And I was not the only girl on that island. There was a constant stream of girls being over and over and over again. And yes, Ghislaine must die in prison because I've been in hell and back for the last 17 years.
And 27 for me.
I was 10 years old when Liz Stein was being trafficked. I was 10. That is how long the sex trafficking ring has been going on.
Kidnapping children is not what great nations do. We in America are misinformed. Reality shows have warped our idea of what a hero is.
It's hard to believe millions of people cannot see this absolute truth.
Of CSAM or child pornography was obviously excluded. Anything that would jeopardize an active federal investigation. And finally, anything that depicts or contain images of death, physical abuse, or injury. Also,
this is a child. Also a child. That is a child's hand. You know how I know that? I have 2 of those. That's a kid's little hand. Oh, a child. That's a child. You see the little block there? They're all children. See the hands and legs? That guy, that girl, this little girl,
These people
children
are literally demons. Now, guys, it's about to get a lot creepier. Just stay with me now. Now, Jeffrey Epstein had a bank account named Baal. Now, according to the Holy Bible, Baal is a demonic figure and an enemy of Jesus. Take a look.
Jeffrey Epstein's bank account was called Baal, the ancient Canaanite deity which people would sacrifice their children to. A victim's diary shows that she was impregnated multiple times and forced to give birth for Ghislaine and Epstein. Israel is mentioned twice as much as Donald Trump in the new documents. Here he is discussing with Roger Schank, a Jewish American academic and hedge fund worker, saying Jews create vast fortunes by manipulating markets and creating financial speculation and exploiting labor. He says, let the Goyim deal in the real world. In a discussion with the Rothschild family, Epstein says if they overthrew the Ukrainian government, there would be great opportunities. The Rothschild family paid Epstein $25 million for certain algorithms. While talking to Peggy Seigel, August 7th of 2010, she asks if an event is going to be 100% Jewish. He says no, they'll have Goyim in abundance. But don't worry, they're just brilliant wasps from JP Morgan. Joshua Finkelstein, Larry Finkelstein's son, is accused of not having any respect for non-Jews, seeing them as not human. This is from his ex-girlfriend, Svetlana. He pressures her to have an abortion. In 2017, Epstein has a conversation talking about if you want to hire the best people, you have to hire only Jews. Only hire those who can prove they are genetically Jewish. Maria Farmer, one of the first victims to come out and name Epstein,
I wasn't allowed to go get food. And when I called Ghislaine and asked why I couldn't eat there, she said, it's a Jewish country club. You're not Jewish. They're not going to serve you. They, honest to God, think their DNA is better than everybody else's.
Said that their operation was motivated by Jewish supremacy.
So what are we now? Factual theorist? Guys, I really hope this wakes you up. And it's crazy because they said Alex Jones is a nut job. He's crazy. He's a conspiracy theorist. But he's been right all along. Take a look.
But he was the guy who told me about Epstein's Island more than a decade ago, and I thought it was the craziest thing I'd ever heard. I was like, what are you saying? There's an island, like it sounds like a plot in a movie. There's an island where they fly famous rich scientists and politicians, and they compromise them with underage girls and get it on film so they could use it against them. I'm like, what? That sounds like horseshit. That sounds like lizard people. It sounds like, 5G creates COVID. Same thing.
Yeah.
But turns out it was true. And it's one of many things. He was the first one to warn me about a social credit score system. He's like, they're going to try to implement a social credit score system, and your money is going to be tied. They'll have centralized digital currency, and your money will be tied to your social credit score system, and you step out of line, you won't be able to buy things. You won't be able to travel. You won't be able to do anything. They're going to try to keep you within a 15-minute radius of your home, and they're starting to do that in places.
Yeah,
all of it's real.
This was 10 years ago, and it's so interesting and crazy that the older this gets, the more sense it makes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you just think outside the box, like, don't you guys find it a little bit suspicious? So, we arrested the guy who owns the island, and we arrested the woman who brought little children to the island, but we haven't arrested any of the clients who paid big money to grape the little children. Doesn't that seem suspicious? Now, guys, I want you guys to listen to Vladimir Putin. This is very, very interesting.
В западных элитах очень сильно желание заморозить существующее положение, несправедливое положение вещей в международных делах. Они привыкли столетиями набивать брюхо человеческой плотью, а карманы деньгами. Но они должны понять, что бал вампиров заканчивается.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for this next segment, I'm going to show you guys key words that has different code meanings. So pay attention very closely. So these key words: hot dog, translation boy, pizza, girl, pasta, little boy, ice cream, male prozzies, walnut, person of color, map, cream, sauce, orgy. Now, I want you guys to read this email from Mrs. Clinton. So, please send me your lunch orders and I'll pick everything up. And Hillary says, a hot dog with no bun.
But wait! There's more!
No one can seem to agree on anything anymore except for two things.
Pizza and us.
And us.
Cruised down, went over to their house. They made us homemade pizza, and it was an amazing time. I sat next to Bono. It was a good day.
That is a good day.
It was. And her parties are incredible at her house, too.
Yeah, she does have good parties, and she makes good pizza as well.
She makes great pizza,
Wonderful,
yes.
wonderful pizza. All right.
Really excited about the possibility of having a pizza party with a pop star. Do you have pizza parties with pop stars often? No. Okay. Just checking.
You really are a genuine fan, and it's amazing. And we've known each other for years. Yeah. You've been to my house. We've had pizza. Girl after my own heart. Do we love a pizza or what? We love a pizza. We do. It's so much fun. Now,
So tell me about Joe and your relationship with Joe, and what do I need to know? Like, what's the thing about the ice cream? He loves ice cream. Tell me about that.
Well, listen, ice cream is big. Pasta with red sauce. He can go deep on that.
And why does their website have a super secured backdoor to a secret division where you can order pizza pictures for absurd prices? This screenshot was made public by a hacker. It's in low resolution, so I will read out loud what it says at the bottom. This month we have 5 fresh pizzas for your enjoyment. We also have 4 surviving pizzas from last month's session. All are on sale at an extremely low price, as they are in poor health and not expected to survive. So a requirement is that you finish eating your pizza after your session. This month's special includes a 30% discount on severe torture. Each image below is available for $1,000 in fine print. Why are they talking about kill rooms, murder, and rinsing it off when you're done? What the hell is going on here?
These children are not just kidnapped and in some cases bred by families as a cash crop.
What kinds of things went on in the family? Rituals in which babies would be sacrificed. There were people who bred babies in their family.
We have people in the United States of America that breed children in order to sell them. And when they are sold, they come without birth certificates, which means it's easier to kill them and have no one ask where they are. We're also importing children by the plane load. Again, children who have no documentation. It's not just child slavery or child sex abuse. It's also child torture.
The darkest part of all this is that no one was ever held accountable.
Thousands of hours of tape. There are, by the way, but they are child pornography. The reason the FBI is not releasing them is because those tapes do not include underage people with third parties on Epstein Island. That is not what the tapes are. Okay, I also have sources in the federal government who are covering this stuff and have seen the documents. Okay, those tapes are just child porn. That's all. That's what they are. That's why the FBI is not releasing them. Okay, as far as the Epstein list, what I have been told by my sources is that there is no Epstein list, that basically there's a black book of Jeffrey Epstein contacts. And the vast majority of those contacts are already out there publicly. That's why you know names like Prince Andrew or Alan Dershowitz or some of the names that have been mentioned here. Those contacts, there is no evidence, according to the DOJ and the FBI, and again, that's public. There's no evidence that any of those third parties were having girls trafficked to them. Here is Tucker then asserting that it was actually Mossad. Again, without evidence, that not a shock. Of course, this is where Tucker was going. This has become the hot speculation on the internet, is without evidence. You say that Mossad was running Jeffrey Epstein. When I say without evidence, I mean without evidence. Naftali Bennett, the former Israeli prime minister, said, quote, "As a former Israeli prime minister, with the Mossad having reported directly to me, I say to you with 100% certainty, the accusation that Jeffrey Epstein somehow worked for Israel or the Mossad running a blackmail ring is categorically and totally false. This accusation is a lie being peddled by prominent online personalities such as Tucker Carlson, pretending they know things they don't." And in fact, I followed up with the former prime minister, Naftali Bennett, and what he told me is that Mossad has not been active in the United States or against the United States since the Jonathan Pollard scandal of 1987, when a U.S. Army contractor who's actually working for the Navy revealed classified information to the Israeli government. He was prosecuted by the United States government and ended up in prison for almost 30 years. And so Israel since then has not spied on the United States.
Here. Mr. Shapiro has actively covered up for all these peds for literally a decade now. Ben and his company have lied about the gate, and I have all the receipts to prove it. Now, if you haven't figured everything out, come on, guys. 2 + 2 is not potatoes. Epstein is the gate. Now, to learn who rules over you, simply find out who you are not allowed to criticize. Now, let's listen to Kanye West.
They can't control you. They can't. They try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize you.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
No, not you, man.
But they can't control me. You
Not
see,
you.
it ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
It's up.
Not you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect from nobody. So let's get on the phone and let's talk that out. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slice from nobody, right? I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm Christian too.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And God loved me. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still, Forbes, who hate me, right, had to write net worth 400 million. Jesus is king. God loved me.
That's more important than keeping alive.
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And this truth is going to be heard.
Kanye was telling the truth the whole time, and yet people said he lost his mind. He's crazy. He's a lunatic. Now, guys, on that note, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
One of the biggest videos I've ever made, potentially, and I would never unalive myself. So there was this email. It says, "Where are you? Are you okay? I loved the torture video." Now that's coming from Jeffrey Epstein. It was censored who he sent that to. But whoever it was said, "I am in China," right? What day was that? That was in April of 2009, right? Huh. Well, this guy, he was in China in April of 2009. Schmenjman. Sat in Sasu. Yeah. What's it say there? And in the U.S., I'll be in the U.S. second week of May. I bet he wasn't, though, was he? Holy shit, he was. Damn. That's kind of crazy. Wow.